So for dividend stocks, I'm all these energy ones I would say are nice. And you have NEE, the Southern Co, Duke. I also like this one, ETR, Dominion. And what I'm looking at here, this would be an ETF. You're going to have several companies from the energy sector. So this one would have a 3.10% dividend, which isn't bad. And then these would all be Duke's going to be nuclear power too. So is CEG. But they also have other types of power, obviously, because nuclear is not all the way going yet. And NNE, I really like that one. And if you were going to get into them separately, they could have higher dividends, obviously. I want to say, I think NEE's dividend, NNE's dividend is going to be 3.25. But in a lot of ways, an ETF is definitely going to be a safer because let's say something happens at Duke Energy. Let's say something happens at Constellation. Then that's going to be a problem. So energy ETFs, I think they're nice. Another nice one. I honestly don't think you can go wrong with Verizon. I fucking hate Verizon, but I still use them as my cell phone provider. And I really wouldn't see Verizon going out of business. They give you a 6.3% dividend. Another cell phone one, you could have T-Mobile here. That one's a nice one too. They're making a lot of moves. Look at them now. I mean, is AT&T going to go out of business? I don't see that happening. And they're doing expansion into Alaska. So you got AT&T with a 4.1% dividend. And they didn't even do that bad with all the dropping. Verizon, now they have some issue with Elon's trying to take their one contract, but even so, Verizon, I'd be confident in Verizon, and it's got a nice dividend there. Then you could have your biotechs. Pfizer, I'm not in Pfizer. Well, this one's Sanofi, and this one's going to be a French company. Bird flu is not going to go anywhere. So a company like Sanofi with a 4% dividend, and they may or may not come out with this multiple sclerosis therapy. So Sanofi, if they're a dividend biotech or a dividend pharma, then they definitely are making revenue because companies aren't going to be dividends unless they have revenues. But I like Sanofi. Another one I am liking, GSK. And they too are down. This one's going to be a British one. Oh man, they're down. And their dividend, they're going to have a 4.46% dividend. They've been around a long time, since 1715. And they've already made some sales to Canada for their bird flu vaccine for people. Then you could have ones for animals. Yeah, you got Zoetis. They're not as big of a dividend, 1.2, but they're selling their vaccines as well. If you look, oh man, they're on a down. They're selling these animal vaccines. They even, a month ago, got a nod to be conditional license from the USDA for their avian vaccine. So Zoetis could really come out with a contract or a deal with the government or some governments at some point granted import permit for turkey rhinoceros vaccine. So they're making vaccines for animals. I like Zoetis. Another one I'm liking. You got John Deere. Down. Now, I wasn't even thinking much about John Deere, but this would have been in 2018. At one point, they acquired a AI robot, an AI company. And this AI company, they have a fully autonomous tractor. And after they had acquired that one, the one robotics company, Blue River Technology, they acquired in 2017. I think that John Deere has a lot of room for growth with this because, geez, that seems to be the plan to use autonomous robotics for basically everything. And if John Deere is leading the way in this. But there's another one that's kind of also doing this. It'd be now, what this company does, they can take existing equipment and make it autonomous, like add AI features to farmers' existing equipment. And they are definitely on the dip, both because all these are going to be on dips because of the tariff, but they also, I can't tell if this is about them, because this one's saying AGCO issues 60-day suspension if they had a fatal collision, but this site will sometimes just pick up any 4-letter digits and say it's the company. So this one's saying it has to do with serving in a driver. I don't really think that's them. I don't know. I would have to look more into that one. But I think this one also can be a pretty promising company here. Then also at Dividend, you're going to have water stocks. An ETF for water. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Jesus, what are they going to act like tariffs are going to make it so people aren't drinking water? That's like crazy. But this one is a weighted index of U.S. listed companies that create products to conserve or purify water. Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, but you got Ecolab. This guy, Bill Gates, is into this one. American Water Works, that can be a water utility. So you got water utilities as well here. I mean, everybody always has to drink water. I like that one. Core and Maine. I'm pretty sure Bill Gates is in that one too. Another one, I like to look at stuff that billionaires are in themselves. Waste management. This one, the garbage service. Privatized clearly, and they got a dividend 1.39. I mean, and a lot of Congress people, senators, they're also in this one. Like I said, everything down. This probably could get lower. I don't know why. But that one, I don't know. I guess you could say Walmart. I'm not really in Walmart. But I like this one, ETR. That one's the one that Mark Zuckerberg chose to power his data centers. They're going to be in the south, and they are going to be doing nuclear power, but they're to do other types of power. And they really maintain themselves decently in this crash, and their dividend is going to be 2.94. But like I said, you could go into an ETF that includes them, or you do take a chance if something happens, because when I look at my mining stocks, now these would be dividend mining stocks. These guys had a flood at one of their mines in Australia, and that didn't do them very well, not at all. But they have other mines in other places, but I do like BHP, and they're going to have a 5.8% dividend. Can't go wrong with that kind of dividend there. They're going to be Australian and British. You got copper, they're going to need a lot of copper for the AI revolution. Another mine, you got Rio. They're making some moves in America. They might get approved for a copper mine, some drilling here. And they're always acquiring other mines. They're always making moves. And they have a high dividend. Well, high, 7.37%. I mean, they're lithium. They also focus a lot on lithium. So, but this, man, these, I like mining companies. I really do. BHP, Rio. You got NEM for some gold mining. What are they going to be at? They can reach some highs. For sure. I like this one. And they got mines all over the place. Peru, Argentina, Canada, Mexico, Papua New Guinea, Ghana, U.S. Spread out. They got a 2.2% dividend. But those are some dividends that I would look at. Another one is this one, NEP. This one goes along with the next era ones, which would be in the dividend too. These lawsuit things. Companies always got a bunch of lawsuits. What the hell? How do they have a 32% dividend? Oh, wait a minute. They made themselves into something else here. I don't know about them with this one. They look like they separated from them. What happened? Wait, Infrastructure LP engages in acquisitions, management, and ownerships of clean energy products. That one's a high dividend, but I don't know where they're going to go with this one, if they're still connected to next era. But ETFs are probably a good bet. Looking for dividend stocks. An energy dividend stock. I still think this one. This could be a nice one. 3.10. I would say this would be, utility select sector, because people always need energy.